Hi everyone, today is Friday, April 24th, 2020, and today I want to talk about a topic that I get asked about a lot these days, especially from people who want to buy or sell this year, but they're scared of 2008. What if 2008 happens again? Or they've heard stories about 2008 and they don't want to set themselves up for disaster. Look, I get it. I got licensed in 2005 in the height of the market. And then the market crashed in 2008 and I worked through that time and it was horrible. It was horrible for everyone, especially those who were directly impacted by the real estate crash. And I just want to remind everyone that we're not in a housing crisis right now. We're in a health crisis that has led to an economic crisis. And specifically related to real estate, I want to talk about 5 major differences between 2008 and today. And they're all in graphs. So the first graph I want to show you is the annual home price appreciation graph. When you look at the bars in red, that represents the years leading up to 2008. And as you can see, those percentages are really high, almost like a runaway train of appreciation. And then you look at the green graphs, which are the past 6 years, and yes, we saw home appreciation, which is good, but nowhere near those sky-high levels that we saw in 2008. And the second graph is the Mortgage Credit Availability Index, which is a monthly measure by the Mortgage Bankers Association that gauges the level of difficulty to secure a loan. So the higher the number, the easier it is to get a mortgage. The lower the number, the more difficult it is to get a mortgage. So if you look at the graph, in June of 2006, the housing bubble, it was super easy to get a mortgage. I remember those days. Anyone with a pulse could pretty much get a mortgage. And then the crash happened in 2008 and they tightened up those lending requirements, and that has pretty much carried through today. And even talking to mortgage lenders today, they're tightening up those restrictions anymore. So it's not as easy as it to get a mortgage. They're lending to the right people in this market, which is really important. The third graph is the month's inventory of homes for sale. So the numbers on the left represent month's supply. You might have heard of absorption rate before. Anytime, if the no other houses are allowed to go to the market, it would take that many months to deplete the inventory to zero. Anything above a 7-month supply represents a buyer's market. Anything below 6 represents a seller's market, low inventory. So during the 2008 crash, you see we were in a huge buyer's market. There was so much inventory during that time. And for the past few years, actually, we've been in low inventory in a seller's market. So that's another key difference between 2008 and today. And even today, so let's say you are deciding to participate in real estate by either buying or selling, make sure you ask your realtor what that absorption rate, what that monthly supply rate is, so you know exactly what type of market you're going into in your town. In Wheaton, right now, I just checked, it's at 5 months. So we're in more of a seller's market right now, which means low inventory, not a lot to choose from. And that's important to know that number going into buying or selling a house. Back to the graphs. Number 4 is the total home equity cashed out. So back in 2008, people were taking out money of their homes to use for lifestyle, vacations, just to get by, a ton more than today. People are more conservative with their equity. They're not taking as much equity out unless they really need to. So that's another key difference. And then finally is the amount of wealth people have in their homes today is much greater than in 2008. 53.8% of all homes in America have at least 50% equity. 37% of those people have a totally paid off house, which is a big difference between now and 2008. First American and Fannie Mae are calling for 0 depreciation, but let's say depreciation went up to 100%. 37% of those 37% of Americans wouldn't be affected at all by any sort of home devaluation. And let's say depreciation goes to 25%. People are still sitting on over $100,000 of equity in their homes. So that's way different. We're just in a different place than 2008. So I hope you found that information useful. If you have any questions, feel free to reach out to me. I'm more than happy to help. Have a great day, and I'll talk to you later.